Peeve. I have always hated being made fun of for not speaking Spanish. Now, this may come as a surprise to a lot of people because a lot of people think I'm like tan, olive skin Italian. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. My parents were born in Bronx and Queens, moved to Connecticut, late 80s, had me. So I was the first generation of my family born in Connecticut. Now, I lived in West Haven, Connecticut, which is a suburb of New Haven. And West Haven was like something like 96% Italian. So, attendance in elementary school sounded like Dean Martin performing witchcraft. It was bon tempo, sonati, capetta, finelli, just all these, everything had a vowel at the end of it. So there was no need for me to speak Spanish. I had nobody to speak Spanish with. My parents were the only ones who spoke Spanish around me, and they sort of reserved that for when they had surprises or secrets they wanted to talk about in front of me. They would speak Spanish. Somewhat related to that, you'll find that Chuck E. Cheese is the same in English and Spanish. It is not Carlos y Queso, as some people may be led to believe. So I was always made fun of by friends of the family, by other people who spoke Spanish. Oh, you're not a real Puerto Rican. You're one of those fake Puerto Ricans. And I always hated that. This continued from when I was 12 to when I was, through my teens into my 20s. And it always hurt my feelings. Even when I was younger and I didn't really understand what it meant to be made fun of for that, it hurt my feelings because your heritage is a sort of irrevocable part of your identity. I mean, no matter what people can say about you, they can't take that from you. So to have that attempt to take that from me always hurt. And this incredible social pressure built up and came to a head in, of all places, the courtroom of the Department of Motor Vehicles in Clinton Township, New Jersey. So, and I'm gonna pitch this part as a movie one day. My brother moved from Connecticut to Pennsylvania, and on his way to Pennsylvania, he got a speeding ticket in every state he passed through. So, in this weird sort of broke-ass Bill and Ted type thing, he had to go to every state and fight the case and get and pay whatever he needed to pay, whatever. So I came with him to New Jersey for sort of moral support. So we're in the courtroom, and it's sort of, not like this, or much less couches in their courtroom than in this room. But, maybe about 40 chairs, and everybody's kind of sitting. We're sitting here, and then next to us are these three sort of Latino kids, maybe 17, 18 years old. And they're kind of nervous, and they're kind of fidgety, and, and we bonded over the lawyer sitting across the aisle from us. And this lawyer was sitting, had a suit on, was scrolling through Tinder, and eating cheese nips out of his jacket pocket. Clearly living his best life, and everybody in this room clearly needs to step it up. So one of the things I realized as the proceedings began was that a lot of the cases here were much more serious than a speeding ticket. It was a lot of DUIs, and a DUI is a very serious thing, but there's a whole script that's required when you approach the bench, whatever you do, for a DUI. They have to tell you what the blood alcohol limit was, what your blood alcohol was, where you were pulled over, is it your first time being arrested for DUI, what happens the first time, the resources available to you, what you have to pay, what you have to do, and they have to go through this for every case. So we're sitting there, and about 5 DUIs, one after the other, and they're just hitting this script hard. And my brother gets called up, and he pays whatever he has to pay for his speeding ticket, and he sits down, and then there's another DUI case. This person does not happen to speak English. They speak Spanish. So there's usually an interpreter on site. She wasn't in today. I don't know why. But the judge asked the courtroom, does anyone here speak Spanish? I look at my brother. Mm-mm. Anyone at all? Anyone at all? Well, I got to tell you, this is an unusual day in Clinton Township, New Jersey, that nobody speaks Spanish. So I think for a second I'm scot-free, and my shoulder nudges, and the kid with the hat next to me taps my shoulder and goes, "You're Puerto Rican, get your ass up there." And the judge was, "Oh, do you speak Spanish? Come on up, don't be shy, come on up, come on up, come on up." For the love of God, okay. So, here we go. So I approach the bench, and I'm not sitting, I'm like standing. And they put a little microphone on me, kind of like this. And so the judge says, now can you explain to the defendant why he's here? By the grace of God. ¿Tú sabes por qué está aquí? And he nods. Yeah. Round one complete. So then the judge says, now the defendant was pulled over, and he had a blood alcohol level of 0.10, the legal limit being 0.08 rather. Could you explain to the defendant that even though DUI is a serious offense, this is his first offense, and he will be charged the sum total of $300, but will not have to relinquish his license? Tú manejar no bueno. No. And he understood that. He went, I see. No está bueno. Tu sangría está mucho. Y no tiene give your license. And I'm trying not to make eye contact with anybody. And the kid who tapped my shoulder, he has his hat over his face, and he's just going, and the judge says, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And I sat down. And if you ever want a surreal experience, try sitting in a courtroom in New Jersey with just a group of people staring at you while they have a translator on hold and the whole music is playing. It's Careless Whisper by George Michael. So just a room of people like this and just... So that was a few years ago. And since then, I'm proud to say, yo sabe un poquito más de español que antes, pero no me molesta. Porque yo soy 100% puertorriqueño. Thank you very much.